I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Insight into Chemical Engineering. In this lecture series, we will solve the unsolved problem of a famous book, Stoichiometry and Process Calculations by K.V. Narayanan. These lectures are helpful for chemical engineering students because process calculation is a core subject for chemical engineering branch. So during lecture, step-by-step solution will be provided. And in this lecture series, exercise number 3.1 to 3.8 from chapter number 3, that is fundamental concepts of stoichiometry, will be covered. Please like and subscribe for motivation. Problem number 3.1. How many grams of NH4Cl are there in 5 mole? So in this problem, we need to convert this 5 moles into gram. So we already know the number of moles equal to given weight divided by molecular weight. Now we can write the molecular weight of NH4Cl and it will come out as 53.45 gram per mole. Now we can easily estimate the weight in gram. So number of moles equal to 5 and molecular weight is given. So we can easily estimate the weight. So weight will become 267.25 gram. Now problem number 3.2, convert 750 gram copper sulfate crystal into moles and find the equivalent moles of copper sulfate in the crystal. So first we need to convert this 750 gram into moles. So we have to write the molecular weight of copper sulfate crystal and it will come out as 249.55. Now we can easily write the number of moles equal to weight divided by molecular weight. So we can easily find out the number of moles of copper sulfate crystal. So weight is given 750 gram and molecular weight is also given. So number of moles will become equal to 3. Now in second case we need to find equivalent moles of copper sulfate in the crystal. So we can easily find out the moles of copper sulfate in the crystal because 1 mole of copper sulfate crystal will be equivalent to the 1 mole of copper sulfate. So equivalent moles of copper sulfate will be equal to 3. Problem number 3.3. How many kg of CS2 will contain 3.5 kg atom carbon? So please do not get confused by kg atom carbon. So whenever it is given that gram atom, gram molecules or gram ions, all these are called moles. So in this case 3.5 kilomole of carbon is given and we need to find the kilogram of CS2 that will contain 3.5 kilomoles carbon. Now we can write the molecular weight of CS2 and it will come out as 76 gram per mole. Now the moles of carbon will be equal to 3.5 kilomole. Now 1 mole of CS2 will contain 1 mole of carbon. So we can write the moles of CS2 will also be equal to 3.5 kilomole. Now we can write the number of moles equal to weight divided by molecular weight. So here we will have to write the molecular weight of CS2. Then only we will be able to convert the moles of CS2 to gram. So here weight will come out as 266 kg. Now problem number 3.4. How many grams of carbon are present in 264 gram of CO2? So first write the molecular weight of carbon dioxide. It will come out as 44 gram. Now we know the molecular weight of carbon is 12. It means in 44 gram of CO2, the weight of carbon is 12 gram. So we can write the 44 gram of CO2 will contains 12 gram of carbon. So 1 gram of CO2 will contain 12 divided by 44 gram of carbon, and 264 gram of CO2 will contains 12 divided by 44 into 264, and it will come out as 72 gram of carbon. Now problem number 3.5. The molecular formula of an organic compound is given and we need to find the percentage of its constituents. So first write the molecular weight of the given compound and it will come out as 207 gram per mole. Now we can easily find out the weight percentage of its constituents. So the weight percentage of carbon will be equal to the weight of carbon divided by total weight of the compound into 100. So the weight of carbon will be equal to 10 into 12. So it will become equal to 120 divided by total weight, and it will come out as 58%. So in the same way we can find out the weight percentage of hydrogen and bromine. So the weight percentage of hydrogen will be equal to 3.4%, and weight percentage of bromine will be equal to 38.6%. Now problem number 3.6. Find the equivalent of 3 kilomole of FeCl3. So we need to find the equivalent of FeCl3. So we know that the equivalent weight equal to molecular weight divided by N factor, and we can write the number of equivalents equal to the given weight divided by equivalent weight. Now if we will put the value of equivalent weight, that is molecular weight divided by N factor. Now we can combine the given weight divided by molecular weight equal to number of moles, and it can be written as the number of moles into N factor. So basically number of moles is given, so we need to find the N factor of FeCl3. Now we can decompose FeCl3 to Fe3 plus 3Cl minus. So N factor will become equal to 3. So we can write the number of equivalents will be equal to number of moles into N factor, and it will become equal to 9 kg equivalents. Now problem number 3.7. What is the equivalent weight of aluminum sulfate? So here we need to find the equivalent weight. So we can write the equivalent weight equal to the molecular weight divided by N factor, and the molecular weight of given compound will come out as 342 gram per mole. So we can find out the N factor. So we can decompose the given compound to 2Al3 plus 3SO4 2 minus. So there is a charge over the aluminum, that is 3 plus and 2 aluminiums is there. So total charge will become equal to 6. So N factor of given compound is 6. So we can write the equivalent weight equal to molecular weight divided by N factor, and it will come out as 57. Now problem number 3.8. How many equivalents are there in 500 gram KMnO4? So in this case we need to find the equivalent, the number of equivalents. So first we need to find the molecular weight of KMnO4, and it will come out as 158 gram per mole. Now the moles of KMnO4 can be easily estimated, that is given weight 500 gram divided by its molecular weight, and it will come out as 3.16. Now we can write the number of equivalents equal to n factor into number of moles. So basically we need to find the n factor for KMnO4. Now n factor for KMnO4 will be different depending on the solution conditions. So if we have acidic condition, then the n factor will be different. For neutral condition it will be different. For basic condition it will be different. So first we need to find the oxidation state of Mn. Then corresponding to that we can find out the n factor in different solution conditions. So that we can find the oxidation state of Mn in KMnO4. So we can write for potassium K plus 1, and for Mn we can assume it as X. For oxygen it's minus 2, and there are 4 oxygens, so it will becomes 4 into minus 2. So X will come out as plus 7. Now in acidic conditions, KMnO4 changes from KMnO4 to Mn2 plus. So in this case the oxidation state of Mn changes from plus 7 to plus 2. So n factor will be equal to 7 minus 2. That is the change in the number of electrons. So it will become equal to 5. In neutral medium, KMnO4 changes to Mn4 plus. So in this case, the oxidation state changes from plus 7 to plus 4. So n factor will be equal to 3. In basic mediums, KMnO4 changes to Mn6 plus. So in this case, the oxidation state changes from plus 7 to plus 6. So n factor will be equal to 1. Now in different mediums we can estimate the number of equivalents. So in acidic medium, number of equivalents will be equal to number of moles into n factor, and it will become equal to 15.8 gram equivalents. In the same way we can find out the number of equivalents in the neutral medium, and it will come out as 9.48, and in the basic medium it will come out as 3.16 gram equivalents. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please comment for improvement and like and subscribe for motivation.